This is WENY News at 5:30.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Another suspected shooting has happened on Elmira's south side. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Sheahen. Police responded to reports of shots fired near Hudson Street just before 3 p.m. But now police have blocked off a nearby area at the intersection of Partridge and Fulton Streets. No details are confirmed right now, but according to unofficial scanner reports, a man was bleeding on scene. Scanners indicate police are searching for two male suspects who fled from the scene. The first is a black male wearing a black New York Yankees sweatshirt. He was last seen driving away in a 2011 Buick LeSabre. The second suspect is also a black male. He is wearing a black leather jacket and jeans. He was last seen on Fulton Street headed toward Mount Zor. Again, these details are unconfirmed by police. WNY's Nick Quattrini is on scene right now, which remains active at this time. Multiple police agencies and a command center is set up at Fulton and Partridge Streets. Nick, you've been on the scene for a couple of hours now. What can you see?
I am here on the corner of...
And one man is dead after he was shot on Tuesday night on nearby Hudson Street in Elmira. The man accused of his murder is now behind bars. He was arraigned in Elmira City Court this morning, and WNY's Ross DeMattei was there for the arraignment and spoke with the victim's mother as well. An Elmira man and former SUNY Potsdam student was arrested this week. He has been accused of sending death threats to a school professor last spring. According to WWNY, Wednesday night, information was released from SUNY Potsdam President Dr. Kirsten Erstenberg. 22-year-old Amjad Hussein, who goes by the name Mark, allegedly sent a professor two messages, which included death threats and racist and homophobic language. The letters also threatened the professor's children. The alleged hate crime sparked protests on the SUNY Potsdam campus back in April. And the arrest comes after a lengthy investigation by SUNY and state police. Hussein has been charged with 2 counts of felony second-degree aggravated harassment and a hate crime. He was arraigned Wednesday night in Canton Town Court and was released on his own recognizance. Now, an order of protection has been issued for the victim and for his or her family. We now have an update to a story we brought you earlier this week. WENY has learned the man who hit and killed a recycling employee in Owego killed another man with his car just last year. 72-year-old Donald Ulmer from Little Meadows, Pennsylvania, hit and killed 27-year-old Sean Tillman from Endicott on Monday. Tillman, a Taylor's recycling employee, was outside of the truck when a car hit him and the recycling truck. And according to New York State Police, last year on August 17th, Ulmer was driving on State Route 434 in Appalachian when he turned and hit a motorcycle driver. 43-year-old Auburn Loynes from South Gibson, Pennsylvania, was killed in that crash. Donald Ulmer was charged with aggravated unlicensed operation. He is scheduled to appear in the town of Owego court on December 15th. And 40% of New York prison parolees will end up back behind bars. Locally, Cornell University students are helping inmates get an education and stay out of jail through the Cornell Prison Education Program. So how does that program work and how is it funded? WNY's Logan Wilson goes inside Auburn Correctional Facility to see how the program is impacting inmates and prison culture. Coming up, the Food and Drug Administration wants to know what you think natural food is and how it should be labeled. How you can get your thoughts to them next.